Hey, everybody. Let's talk vendor events, craft fairs, expos, girls' night out, events that have vendors. If you're here and you're watching this live, go ahead, tell me that you're here. If you're watching this on replay, you can post hashtag replay. Let me know that you checked this out. But some of you are, you have accounts because you're just like, I want to buy all the things and I want to get it at great prices. And that's awesome. We have many of you here who are really just kind of preferred customers, shoppers. But there are also people in this group that are like, I want to do this as a business and I want to make money and I want avenues for me to meet new people and get new business because maybe you've exhausted your friends and family list. Maybe you think you've talked to everybody on your friends list on Facebook. Maybe you haven't, I don't know, but maybe you're just looking for another avenue to share the Tupper love and tell everybody about what's happening in Tupperware. And so vendor events are a great way to generate new leads, new customers, new hosts, new people who are going to open up accounts. And so we're going to chat just a little bit about what vendor events are and what I think vendor events aren't necessarily if you're wanting to build a business. Now, let me preface this by saying, I never, ever, ever want you to be your best customer, and I never, ever, ever want you to necessarily build an inventory. I don't think that you need to do that to make money in this business. Okay, so that's my little soapbox. I don't think that you need to do that. However, you can choose to do whatever you would like, and maybe you've got a bunch of inventory and you're like, I really want to get rid of this. Vendor events could be a way to do that. However, if you want to grow a business and you want to generate more leads, that you're going to get more business in the future past the just one purchase of a bowl or a Fridge Smart or a spatula or whatever it happens to be, vendor events are definitely a great way to go. Okay, so how do you find events? You can search on events on Facebook, you can check Craigslist, you can check local community groups, you can drive around your neighborhood or surrounding neighborhoods and you're going to see signs for craft fairs and things like that. So at the time of this recording, we're in November, and so this is a huge season for craft fairs, like huge season. So there's not a lack of them for you to participate in. What you choose to do is completely up to you. Now, in the spring, there's lots of like home and garden type shows or even like bridal fairs, things like that. Those are types of events that you could do to get the word out about Tupperware as well. But there are some kind of all year round, but really the fall season is the hot place to find them and the time to find them. So what do I suggest you to use vendor events for? Okay, so I did a training on in-home parties and a display that you would use for an in-home party. So for a vendor event, I would think of it as being a big party, a big in-home party, meaning you're going to put up a display of products, current products that would entice people's interest. I know that I talked about in that other training about how to set up your display, putting big things in the back and smaller things in the front, and that's really great. One thing that I would add to that for a vendor event is to add height, especially if you are in a big space with lots of other vendors. You want people to be able to see you, so you can put some boxes up with like a tablecloth over it to create some height. You can buy some of the like shelving. You can buy that really in any store to, create a couple tiers of height. You can use crates and things like that. Whatever you want to use, you want it to look nice, you want it to look professional, you want it to look put together because it is your storefront window and people are looking at it. But again, I'm going to encourage you to use what you currently have, your kit. So if you opened up an account and you have the deluxe kit, that would be a perfect assortment of products to show to people. Other things that you could put on your display would be like the host most exclusive offer, whatever that happens to be, because that's going to entice people and they're going to ask about it. And the way that they can get it is by hosting a party, putting things on display that are the first order award bonus or the party bonus for those who open accounts. Those would be great things to have on display as well. Now, depending on how busy the event is, you may want to consider having little tent cards. So these are an example of things that I've made in the past and I've used at various different events that have the name of a product. It says corkscrew. Every ladies' night out needs wine, right? No other corkscrew comes close. Quickest, easiest way from bottle to wine glass. So just a fun little blurb about a product, the corkscrew. So I would set this right next to the corkscrew because sometimes, again, you're going to have lots of people and you're not necessarily going to be able to tell them all the things about the products, because you might have somebody walk up to your display and you're already talking to somebody and they're just kind of looking. Like the Fridge Smart containers, I would always recommend bringing those. Your produce called, they need some help. Make your produce last 2 to 3 times longer than your crisper drawer with these bad boys. Rescue your fruits and veggies. So it kind of gives a little bit of explanation of whatever the product is. I'm not saying you need to do that with all of the products, but maybe some that people don't really know what they are. The Micro Pro Grill might be one of them. Let's see what else I have on here. Ooh, because they're all falling. Yeah, Micro Pro Grill. So a grill for the microwave, burgers, grilled cheese, lasagna, blueberry crumble, and so much more. It's for real. So just a little blurb. Blurb, that's a technical term. Okay, so you have a display of products, and that way people can check it out. Another thing that you can do, and this was kind of like pre-COVID world, so I haven't done any events since COVID, so you may or may not want to do this. However, you could have different try me stations. So again, I made up 10 cards. This is for the cold brew carafe. This one is for the chop and prep. And then I have one for the spiralizer. So what I've done in the past is so like the cold brew carafe, again, this is pre-COVID, I would brew up a bunch of cold brew at home and put them in large water bottles and bring a cooler full of ice. And then I would take a container, so you could use like the round container, you could use really anything that isn't super deep, like the large snack store or just the snack store, or once upon a time we had a bigger round silicone piece, so you could put ice in there, put the cold brew carafe with coffee in the middle, and then maybe some creamers, you know, different flavors of creamers, and then you can just buy disposable little cups that people can take a sample of the cold brew and add creamer if they so choose. Again, this was pre-COVID. Okay, but that was an example for the cold brew. Example for the spiralizer. I actually had the spiralizer set up. You can buy at the store like a tile, you know, a 12 by 12 tile that your spiralizer can suction to, and then have your Potato Smart container with a bunch of potatoes, because potatoes are cheap, okay, and a bowl underneath the spiralizer, and people can spiralize the potatoes and see how easy the spiralizer works. When you can get people's hands on the products trying things, they're going to get more excited about it. Chop and prep, which is not called the chop and prep anymore. It's like the supersonic, whatever it is. But you all know what I'm talking about, the little chopper. So I've had a container, a modular made container with nuts, and they could put some inside of there and pull it so they could see how well it worked. And then of course a bowl for them to dump the, you know, leftover nuts. So try me stations are great. Again, I don't know how that would work necessarily with COVID, but it is an idea. Okay, so you have this display, you have current products, you want to get people's interest in the products, but even more so, you want to get people's information and you want more business, right? And so I always recommend doing some sort of drawing. And I know this is backwards. I think it's backwards. So this says enter to win. And I would take a Potato Smart container or a bigger modular mate, something the Potato Smart container works great because it has like a flap on it where people can put their entries into a drawing. So you can have clipboards and then drawing slips. These drawing slips are the same ones that I would use for in-home parties. And again, you can check out that training video in the guide section of our group. But you would have them fill it out because they would enter to win. Now, what are they going to win? Okay, that's completely up to you what you would like to do. However, if you do not have products on hand, you can go ahead and make a gift bag of some kind. Okay, gift bag, and put cutesy tissue paper inside of here and tell them it's a surprise pack of products, or it's a certain dollar amount shopping spree. However much you might want to invest, I would probably go with this prize pack route because you probably have products on hand, or you can purchase a few items that are on sale, and of course with your discount it's going to be cheaper. You'd be able to do a drawing for that, and then you would just have to ship it out to them, or obviously if it's something that you're doing in person, they're probably local, they could come and actually pick it up from you, the prize. You can, if you have something specific on hand, you can wrap it up in cellophane and like a pretty bow and make it look all cutesy. You can certainly do that. However, I've done that in the past, and a lot of times people are like, oh, I already have that, or oh, I don't need that, or whatever. So when it's a surprise or a shopping spree, people are more apt to sign up. So you have them fill this out, and honestly, you're wanting to connect with people and have a connection with them, make conversation. And after you're done talking with them, I just have them hand the clipboard back to me. And ideally, I'm having conversations with them about, you know, have you seen what's new lately? Or what's your favorite piece of Tupperware? Or what do you use a lot? Or is there anything particular I can help you find? And a great line is, they're probably going to say, you're going to find a lot of people say, I haven't seen Tupperware in forever. And so you could say something like, well, if you haven't seen it in a really long time, I'm guessing your friends and your family haven't seen it in a long time too. So what do you think about having a get together? Whether that's an in-home party or a virtual party, you can earn lots of great goodies, and it will give you an excuse to get together with your friends, and they can see what's new too. It's a great conversation starter, right? When you're talking about products, if they haven't seen it, they haven't tried it, their friends might want to do that too. So anyway, you have this slip. After you're done talking with them, ideally you're going to try to book a party with them, help them to open up their own account, etc. But if they don't, you can write a note on here, and I'll write notes like, cute mom with kids in the stroller, love the spiralizer, call back. Or they're looking for this, or they have an item that needs warranted, or whatever. It's just a way for you to try to remember all the people, because depending on how busy the event is, you may or may not be able to, like, you know, catch everybody or remember everybody. So put this in the drawing, and then you're going to have a stack of people that you can follow up with. The other thing that you can do is you can encourage them to connect with you on social media. So you can make signage. Again, I'm sorry, this is backwards. Join my VIP group, or if you have a business page, you can tell them where to go. If you want, you can tell them, hey, grab your phone, ask to join my page, and I'll have a free gift for you. That free gift could be citrus peelers, it could be whistle straws, it could be anything. The more that you can stay in contact with people past that event, the better off you're going to be, and the more longevity you're going to have with your business. Now, you may have like the most beautiful handwriting on the planet, maybe, and maybe you're a calligraphist, a calligraphy person. Wow, I think I just made up a word. So if you have the most beautiful handwriting, then great, make your own signage. However, you are a business, and most businesses have print material of some kind. So create your own graphics, or use what Tupperware already has and put it on your display. You will look more professional that way. Okay, so keep that in mind. So speaking of other signage that you may want to put out there, you might want to have a sign that says now hiring. There's people who are looking for jobs, right? And so you can tell them more about opening up an account and adding some extra income or a lot of income into their pockets. This little signage, it says love free stuff. It says date a party, invite friends and family, have the party, earn free stuff. So it says yes or no, and no says clearly you're mistaken, try again. So it's just kind of a funny way to let people know that they can have a party. Again, you may or may not be able to talk to everybody that you come in contact with, but again, more kind of professional looking material. This one says need cash by Christmas, and it has this little chart of like if you had one party a week or 6 parties a week, whatever it may be, and how much extra income that could add to your pockets. So using professional material is really an important thing. So you have a display of current products. You are trying to interact with people and make connections with people so that you can have business past that day. You are trying to get them connected with you on social media or join your newsletter, things like that. And you can do that by, doing drawing slips, giving an extra gift for them to, show you on their phone, because let's be honest, almost everybody has their phone on them wherever they go. You're offering some sort of incentive to entice them to participate. Now let's talk about like cash and carry. All right. So I mentioned in the beginning, you might have tons and tons of inventory and you're like, I don't know how to get rid of it. Okay. And maybe you're just looking for an avenue to sell this stuff. So there are people who just do a vendor event and they just put out their products and hope that people buy them. That's great. Are you going to recoup your money that you initially invested? Yeah, maybe so. You might make tons of money. Who knows? But odds are you're probably not going to get much business past that initial sale. So utilizing vendor events for building your business and building your customer base is a really a fabulous thing to do for you in your business. So if you have lots of inventory, here are some other ideas that you can use that inventory for. If you have Tupperware, use it. So use it to bribe people. Use it to entice people to book a party. Say, hey, when you have your own party and you have at least whatever in sales, whatever qualifier you want, you can get this for $10 instead of $50, or I'll give this to you for free, whatever the case may be. If you have it on hand, make it work for you. But again, if you're like, oh, but I really would like to get my money back for it, okay, awesome. This is something that I do, and whether or not you choose to do it is completely up to you, but I do a once a year inventory clearance sale for my customers. It's in November every year, and I mark down products as a way to say thank you to them from me for being my customers. Again, we're trying to get people here so that you can connect with them long term. I will sell a lot of product that one time of a year. And if you are working your Tupperware business like a business, you're going to have tons of Tupperware that you're going to be earning for free or super cheap. So a lot of the products that I have in my sale are things that I've earned, or maybe things that I've sampled from our sampling program. But that is a way that you can recoup your money if you have inventory, or to get rid of your inventory. What else? You could do things like raffles on your VIP groups. You could do auctions on your VIP groups. There's lots of different ways that you can get rid of your inventory if that is something that you choose to do. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. Vendor events have definitely been a great way for me to grow my business and to get a bigger customer base and get outside of just my friends and family bubble, so to speak. The only other things that I'm going to tell you is that it's super important, 2 things: that you look like a professional. No, you don't need to wear a suit or a skirt or anything like that. Just look like, nice. Make yourself look nice. Make yourself look presentable. Don't just, slough in there with your hair all crazy because you woke up too late. Also, make your display look nice and have tablecloths so you don't see things underneath your tables, and a nice display for people to be enticed to check things out, but also interact with people. Be friendly, be kind. Don't just go to the jugular and say, hey, you should have a party. Think about if you were a customer walking into your booth, your display, how would you like to be treated? You've probably done that before. You've walked into or gone in other craft fairs or whatever. Don't be that person that you're like, oh my gosh, don't talk to me. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Just be kind, be personal, and when people see that you're a real and nice person, I think they're more apt to do business with you. So if you have questions, of course, as always, go ahead, post in the comments, or you can message me directly. But hopefully this has been helpful for you, and you can go out there, find some vendor events for you to expand your customer base and grow your business. We'll see y'all later.